I have a Tesla update. I mean, we're talking about Elon Musk and Remat's Mate Remat's meeting. We're talking about what's happening with their respective companies, and Tesla just continues to chug along, kicking ass and taking names. It's not all a bed of roses, though. There's some areas in which they seem to be consistently lacking. And so I'll get the negative stuff out of the way up front, and then we go into sales numbers and how their factories are doing and everything. But like, cool. I've seen a lot of people who would have been, if not Tesla fanboys, they would have just been historically very, very positive on Tesla stuff. And people who would have bought multiple Teslas with the proceeds of their highly successful YouTube channels, for example. Yeah. And they start to get they've started to get very circumspect about talking about Tesla now. And the main reason for that is that there's just story after story after story after story of Tesla customers who are getting a really rough treatment from their customer support and service department. It just seems like there are not enough resources being thrown at that department to actually treat the people who have made Tesla as successful as it is with the respect that they deserve. Like there was an example I heard of someone who got a brand new Tesla Model S Plaid edition, which I think may have only come out since the last podcast that we were talking about, which is the new upgraded version of the Model S, which is their not their largest car, but sort of second largest. It was the first mass market, if you can say, is car that starts at 70 grand is a mass market car, but mass market luxury car, I suppose you should say. Mass produced luxury car, that's a better way to put it. It was their second car overall. They did the Tesla Roadster, which was a limited edition 2-seat sports car. Famously, Elon Musk's very own Roadster is now orbiting the sun, out at about the distance of Mars, circles from Mars to Earth and back every 2.5 years or so. But yeah, nuts, absolutely nuts. And so the Model S first started selling in, I think, I'm going to say 2013, but maybe it was earlier than that. Maybe it was 2011. It was an odd numbered year, I know that much. No, it was 2013 because the Nissan Leaf started selling in 2011. That's what it was. Anyway, so Model S has been selling for that length of time, and up to probably last year, it was still true to say that a 2013 Tesla Model S was better than any other electric car on the road. Now, there are competitors that it could be said are comparable in terms of like the competence of the vehicle and the user experience, but they're not as good looking as a 2013 Tesla Model S. They're not as sexy, and they probably don't have the same acceleration, although I'm not sure about that part. But you have stuff like the aforementioned Kia EV6, the Hyundai Ioniq 5, and a slew of others. I couldn't possibly list them all off. But the point is that the market is catching up finally with a car from 9 years ago, which is an impressive statement of Tesla's lead. And they haven't sat on their laurels, because even a 2020 Tesla Model S was leagues more advanced than the 2013 Model S. They kept on updating the car. And the latest update to the Model S, and indeed the Model X, has been called the Plaid update, which, if you're a nerd who knows their comedy movies, you might get the references to Spaceballs there. In Spaceballs, the spaceships would go to hyperspeed, and then they'd go to like extreme speed, and it would keep going up and up and up until you hit ludicrous speed, and then they accelerated a little bit further, and one of the characters is like, "What's past ludicrous?" And they're like, "Those insane bastards, they've gone to Plaid." It was this ridiculous thing where the spaceship shoots off into the distance, leaving a trail of like a plaid rug pattern behind it. Yeah, so Plaid is the name of the update. It takes a lot of explanation. Anyway, Along with the upgraded performance and battery life and motors and so on, which would be the normal upgrades for the Tesla Model S and X and any Tesla as they improve the cars during production through the lifespan. The interiors, and to a lesser extent the exteriors, got a much needed or long overdue anyway update. And so the interior of the Model S and X are now a little bit closer to that kind of minimalist look of the interior of the Model 3, but with a few twists on it. So where the Model 3 has standard steering wheel with no binnacle behind it, showing your like speedometer and all that kind of stuff, all of that on the Model 3 is placed on the center console screen. And I'm actually even miming a left-hand drive car here, which is strange because I live in a right-hand drive world. But with the Model X and S, with the new refresh, they still have the binnacle, but they keep the clean lines, or they take the clean lines from Model 3. They also take the center console screen being a landscape orientation, which it is in the Model 3, and in classic Model S and X, it was a vertical, a portrait orientation.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see the full version, go to the Uncle Gold Podcast YouTube channel or watch the next clip.